For those of you who have a financial planner, a broker, an advisor, how many of them have spent an hour and 20 minutes talking to you about how to protect what you've got and increase your returns? How many of your brokers, your financial professionals sat down and told you the stuff I've told you today? None of them. Why don't they do that? Why don't they do that for you? Surely they want you to make as much money as possible. Is it fair to say that if they taught you how to do all the stuff I just showed you how to do, you wouldn't need them anymore? They'd be out of the job. Yeah. You see, I'm not the head of broking at Australian Stock Report. I'm not the head of financial planning or head of advising. I'm the head of education. My job is to take people like you and empower you to do it yourself. That's what they pay me to do. And that's the difference between us and those brokers and those advisors. Okay, let's wrap this up now. Winning traders go short just as easy as they go long. If you know how to go short, it really doesn't matter which way the market goes, does it? Up or down, it's just the same. Do you know what keeps me awake at night? Tossing and turning and tossing and turning. And my wife's going, Carl, stop worrying about the market going sideways. Isn't it? I don't care if it goes up or down. I just don't want it to go sideways. I wonder how many people in the room can say that. Can't accept a trading loss. We talked about this before. The irony of losing traders is they can't accept a loss. They let small losses become big losses. Winning traders use a stop loss to get them out of the market at a small loss. They don't take big losses. Frugal with their capital with taking risks. We only risk a very small amount of money on each trade we do. Think about probability, not profitability. Okay, this point here is about following the trend. Now, if you can pick every top and every bottom in the market, are you going to make a bunch of money? You tell me. Yes, you will. You'll make a bunch of money if you can pick all the tops and bottoms. What's your probability of doing it? 0. Okay, it's not going to happen. If you can follow the trend, are you more able to identify a trend using some of the tools? Yeah. So you've got a high probability of being able to do it. What's your profitability like? Good, isn't it? So you try to pick the tops and bottoms, low probability, high profitability. Trend following, high probability, high profitability, isn't it? That's what it said on the slide. And I'll give you the big tip. If you focus on getting the probability part of it right, the profitability will take care of itself, won't it? Most people only focus on making big profits, don't they? They focus on big profits and they forget the probability part. I say, get the probability right, the profits will take care of themselves. That's the big difference between winning and losing investors. Treat their investing like a business, not like a hobby. And this comes back to that three-sided dice and the effort and the reward. And not enough people put in the effort to get the reward. They think, oh, you know, I've got a few shares. Yeah, I look after my portfolio. You know, I've got a few shares. I buy and I sell a few. And that's about the extent of it. If you don't take this seriously, if you treat your investing like a hobby, like any other hobby you've got in life, it's going to cost you money, isn't it? How many people have a hobby dear to their heart that costs them a little bit of money to keep doing? How many people? A lot of people. Look, let the hands go up. That's what hobbies are for, aren't they? Give us a bit of enjoyment, but they cost us money. You treat your investing like a hobby, it's going to do the same thing. You need to treat this like a business. You need to be disciplined. You need to be consistent. You need to be informed, don't you? Now, what's the biggest part of a successful business? What do you reckon? It's the next point. Business plan? Yeah, business plan. A plan for your success. And when it comes to investing, what a plan really does is specify to the finest detail how you get into the market, how much you risk when you're in the market, and how you get out of the market. And be honest here, and do participate in this. How many people have actually sat down and written out in writing or typed out on a computer their plan for how they get into the market, every specified to the finest detail, how much exposure they're going to take, the things we talked about today and how they're going to get it. How many people have actually done that? One person? Holy hell. So we've got all these people in here who are hobby investors, is that right? Should we be surprised that people ride that roller coaster? No, we shouldn't, because not enough people actually take it seriously to do that. Trade without emotions, of course. When we're emotional, we make bad decisions, don't we? What's the most important point on that screen? What do you reckon? Is it the last one? Yeah, look, you could go either way. A lot of people say trading without emotion is the most important thing because, you know, if you're really emotional, is it fair to say it doesn't matter how good that stuff is? You won't be able to apply it, will you? So a lot of people say, oh, look, you've got to control your emotions. But I say to that, if you don't care which way the market goes, point number one, you're going to be less emotional, aren't you? If you've got a stop loss on everything and you're not risking everything, you're going to be less emotional, aren't you? If you're following the trend, you'll be less emotional. Trust me on that one. If you're treating your business like a hobby, you've got a business plan to follow, you'll be less emotional. You see how they're all interlinked, aren't they? They're all equally as important as each other in you achieving success in this game. Now, the great thing is, the live data trading workshop, which I'm about to tell you about, is really a trading plan workshop, an investing plan workshop. And for 2 days, I show you how to turn my investing plan, which you get on a piece of paper. You get my trading plan, my investing plan. You get it. I show you how to turn my investing plan into your investing plan over the course of 2 days. Everything you need to do, all the boxes you need to tick before you get in, exactly how to understand your risk, and exactly how to get out of the market. This is a nice little quote here from Margaret Thatcher, former British Prime Minister. And she said, she was quizzed why she was spending so much money in her first term on education. And this is what she said. I won't do the voice. I could, but I won't do the voice. This is the cost of education. One can't ever spend too much on education. Tell me, what is the cost of ignorance? And the cost of ignorance often is a lot more than the cost of education, isn't it? And I wonder what the cost of ignorance has been for a lot of people in this room over the last few weeks. Of not knowing how to protect what you've got. Of not knowing how to profit in a falling market. What's that cost you in the last couple of weeks? Now I want you to think about what that is going to cost you over the next 12 months if the market keeps going down. What's going to be the cost of your ignorance? What is the plan for your investing success?